This is Lawrence D. Adams. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class. Let's get it started today. Let's take the gloves off. Let's get it going. Yesterday we had a ball. Man, we had such a great conversation today. Shout out to Jono. We get it yesterday. Yesterday was a classic. Classic. I've been up since got up at 3. I didn't go to bed till 3 o'clock last night. I'm working on turning this whole thing around. So the thinking class is more streamlined, more mobile. So you can do everything from your phone. I've been working 3 o'clock last night. I'm working on streamlining everything. Gotta upgrade everything. So I didn't go to bed at 3 o'clock last night. Then I went to the gym, and then Joe Blas, and anybody who lift weights, you know about lift weights, and you come home and do that cold shower. Baby, I didn't want to jump in that. What's going on, Alfie Kingdom? Shout out to you, big bro. I had to get in. I did that cold shower. You know about that cold shower, boy. It wakes you right on up. I took that cold shower. I didn't want to jump in. I didn't want to jump in the water at first. And I said, forget that. I gotta do it. I gotta take it. I gotta do it. This is what a man does. I jumped into that cold shower. Man, feel alive after doing that work. And I made sure. And then after I went to the gym, I went and ate out in the park. Got something to eat. Then I came home, got everything together. Then I went took that cold shower. That cold shower, whoa, man! I'm telling you, anybody know about that cold shower? I like taking hot showers because it's relaxing. I can meditate and all like that. When I got in that cold shower, it's like everything inside of me woke up. I didn't want to do it. You looking at the water cascading down. You don't want to jump into it. And I'm like, man, I gotta get in this cold shower. I gotta take it. I jumped in that cold shower. Just woke up with the cold shower did what it needed to do. Anybody know about that cold shower, man? It ain't no joke. It'll wake you up. But let's get going. Let's talk about the traditional man versus the modern woman. We've been talking about that for all this week, and I think what we did not do is really dive deep into the traditional man and his archetype, and the modern woman and her archetype. And so we have a lot of vague, loose ends that are there. And I will be putting a new link out there. This is how you can get in touch with LDA. So I got a new link. This is everything else is shutting down. So I'm pulling it together, but I want to throw it out there because, as we say, we're building. Let me get the link right quick because it's pretty cool. Let me get the link right quick. And you can give on the link. So, it's pretty cool. You can do that. I got to fix some things with the link, but I'm going to get it. Let me put it in the chat room right quick. 1 second. Let me put it in the chat room. Right quick. But this is the link I want you guys to start using. Hopefully this doesn't bleed through. Here we go. It probably does. But this is the new link right there. But yeah, here we go. But we're talking about the traditional man and the modern woman. And we realize that we have this whole scenario that's been going on. A lot of men have been, put that pin down at the pin that. A lot of men have been let me say this, because I've been digesting some things this week, and even in preparing for what we're talking about. We've been given this whole false scenario that we live in a patriotic country, and we do not live in a patriotic country. This is the reason why I'm talking about traditional and modern women, traditional men and modern women. Let me clear this false narrative that's been given that you may run across, that we live in a patriotic country. We do not. Let me say this. Women have a lot of rights. They have a lot of things. They have a lot of education. They have a lot of power. They have a lot of economics. We do not live in a patriotic country. As much as you want to believe that, we do not live in a patriotic country. We live in a what? We live in a gynocentric country. So women do have rights over here. They can vote. They can do things. And so the reason why I'm bringing that up, because I want to dispel something that's been in the minds of men and women, and then women will use against men to say, hey, you know what? This is a patriotic country. And not patriotic, but a country that is ran by men. No, it's not. Women have a lot of rights in the Senate. They vote and everything like that. So that's not the truth. That's just the truth of the matter. The real truth of the matter is, if they were in a patriotic, or not patriotic, I'm keep pronouncing the word wrong. Guess what would happen? What would be different? Go to other. Thank you. If we were in that kind of, we'd go to Saudi Arabia, where the men run everything. If we go to other countries in the East, you'll see that the women have no right. So when we say that this is the men are just running everything, no, it's not. Women have a lot of rights and a lot of mobility financially in this country. So when you hear that argument comes up, oh, it's a patriotic country, guess what? It is not. We actually women have a lot of rights here, more than a lot of women in other countries. Hence why a lot of women come over here, because of the freedom that women have over here. Now, but with freedom comes responsibility. And what has happened is, with some of the freedom that some women have had, and some men, what happens is they have now left off the responsibility to one thing. And what's one thing that's very important, especially to this show, and that is to the family, or to building a family. And Asia's also wild when it comes to that. Yeah. So it's very important. It's very important that we realize that when we're talking about traditional man, we're talking about a traditional man. He stands in his masculinity. He stands in his masculinity. He believes in the role of the man and the woman, and then working collectively together for a common goal. I think that's something I did a disservice in not seeing that clearly. Now, with the modern woman, those things, the modern woman has now taken on the government and different other entities to be her man. Therefore, she does not see a real need for the man, only for utility purposes, and that's it. So we need to dispel a lot of that and really move forward and say, what do we do? What are traditional men or traditional value men? What do we stand for, and what do we're not going to deal with? And I think what happens is, I think one of the biggest things that we can do is vote with our feet. And what I mean by vote for our feet is not deal with those type of women. John, I know you got something to say.
Yeah, I think, can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I mean, I think we have, going through, the trauma. There's been a lot of trauma over the last, several hundred years. Of course, we went through slavery. Then we went through the women's rights movement. And then we went through basically, I don't know if you remember, in the 80s, there was like a big push for women to get predominantly male jobs. Mm-hmm. And it's been happening, progressives has been happening throughout history. Okay. I'm just giving you a couple of milestones. What basically we're trying to do is everybody get to the same place at some point. And one of the toughest things, we not mention slavery, is because now you got to deal with the black woman. You see what I'm saying? Who has probably had one of the toughest hurdles of any individualized category. And they had to overcome the race and the gender. And they had to also overcome a world where things were literally held back on several fronts. So the reason why you see some of the particular, I'm not going to say, well, let's just call it personality. All right. The reason why you get certain personality types in those multi-categorized groups is because of the hurt that's been handed down generationally. The same way we have hurt handed down generationally. There's no person who's, you know, founding father of this country that now has wealth and success that I would not almost have a side eye, you know, cut to, because I know it was built on the back of my previous generation's work that wasn't paid for. You see what I'm saying? We were sold, and we were, you know, whatever. We were put, you know, as property. You know what I'm saying? And if you think about it, the woman was always getting the second class jobs, always getting the jobs that did not have dominance, did not have prestige, and now you see that shift. The reason why you just said that we are the place of the most opportunities, because we are the most evolved. In America, we're the most evolved. We've come the furthest since that plague. You know, to actually have a law written on books, that's something that you would feel practical right now, is almost crazy, right? But even we still have to deal with certain things like women's choice and stuff like that. But that's another story. What I'm telling you is, here, you have the most opportunity because you fought the most to get out of the situation you used to be in. But what it has done now is giving you a sense of entitlement that you don't understand. Okay? Now that we leveled the playing field, you can make as much money as we make doing the same jobs. Now that you have the opportunity to be heard the same way, you're comfortable with political positions. Women, you know, it's no longer, oh, the first woman this, the first woman that. It's, you know, who's the most capable. Okay, it used to be, oh, the first black this or the first woman this. Now it's just who's capable. It doesn't matter if you're a woman, doesn't matter if you're a man. It has been leveled out because the barriers have been broken. Okay, the only thing I think it hasn't really broken in is the money scale. You know what I'm saying? The wealth scale. We need to have definitely more diversity when it comes to the money scale, because if you look at the top richest people, there's still one type of category. But if you look at it, now that you know you have all this opportunity and the playing field has been leveled, you now have to come with the value. You can't just be a woman and say, I command this. You have to have the value behind it. You have to have what it's worth. And men have been fighting to get back in the good graces of women because of all that past aggression and that past offense, that now we are looked at in a bad light because of our past. But what we all saying now is that it has been evened out. You have an even chance, I have an even chance, but that also means now the same way we got to work for women to get them and keep them, they got to do the same thing for us. I really do.
I totally agree. What I think what's happened, like you say, what has happened is the playing ground has been somewhat even. There's still some hurdles that women have to go through. Financially, yes, men make. I just heard a study today that men make. I think women make around 18 to 20. Men are about 20, 25 when it comes to that. So there's financially, yeah. Far as with debt, women are in more debt, even though they're more educated because of the student loans, of course. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, it's just still a stigma about going to auto mechanics and getting charged wrong because they think you don't understand your vehicle. There's still a situation where families are, overcharged because of what they think they don't understand when a man is not present or stuff like that. Yes, the stigmas are still there, but what I'm saying is the awareness is there, and a woman now can take advantage of everything that you should be aware of. And that's what I'm saying. If you're not aware, the opportunity is there, and there are advocacy groups and there are policies put in place to prevent the disturbance of the balance. Then you need to have your information updated. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All the opportunities there.
Yeah,
it's not a matter of you not being able to do it. It's about what are you updated with? Is your data updated and knowing what you have the possibility for? You don't have to say it's just because you're a woman now. You can say, listen, my talent opens that door. My experience opens up that door. And you don't have to take extra effort to shut a man down to make your particular value shine.
Right. And this is the thing, and this is something I've seen personally, but on a bigger scale. I applaud those women for moving forward. And something, brother, and we're going to meet up tomorrow, Friday at 4:00. Damon had put, the women have advanced, but at what cost did it really cost them? What did they really sacrifice? And then also, too, with them sacrificing, did they forget about somebody? Because now they don't need a man.
Yeah, I completely understand. If I've been in situations where I worked and toiled to get past a certain place, I go back and say, you know what? Forget about those people that didn't make sure I was there. They had the ability to help me. They didn't help me. I could be bitter. I could sit in my own feelings about not having the opportunity given to me. But I don't do that. And that's a choice. The reason why I gave you that example is because women do that. They think that because they made a certain type of progress, what happens is they get to, look down and frown upon the people that they felt was the opposition. And that's really not the case. It's based on ignorance. It's based on ignorance. Just because a man didn't help you get to where you are, don't mean they're a bad person. They need to be educated the same way we need to be educated. You know what I'm saying? You got educated on what you could pass. We got to be educated too. And not every person is a bad person. I say there's percentages. Okay, there's a category and there's groups. There's factions of people that make it bad for the whole bunch. And we get judged based on a few people's mistakes. Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm saying, yes, the disparages exist. I'm saying, yes, the division exists because people perpetuate it. But what I am also saying is we don't represent those people.
Yeah. Yeah.
We represent moving forward. And the role you should play is the one you get the most cooperation with.
Right. But John, I have to play the devil's advocate. Some of those women that are in those positions who have moved forward are missing one of the key things: the ability to relate with a man.
Well, that's exactly what I'm saying. You don't, if you don't develop a character that cooperates, you're not going to get what you want. Yeah. We didn't say subserviency. We didn't say, submission. We didn't say any of those words. What we're saying is cooperate. Mm-hmm. Okay, a guy has to cooperate, right? We're not saying that you don't either. What we're saying is take down the mask of that defense system that forces you not to communicate and cooperate with somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. You to get to a man, there's a couple of steps you can get. You could use your body. You could use your emotions. You could use your ability to communicate. There's several levels that you can communicate with a man. It's possible. I'm talking about a woman that wants to be with a man. That's what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about anything else right now.
Yeah.
Okay. A woman that wants to be with a man should know her exact opportunity. Okay. A more chauvinistic person will say place, but I'm not saying that. I'm saying a person who wants to communicate with a woman a woman that wants to communicate with a man needs to have an understanding and awareness of her power. Yeah. She has a specific power that only a woman can affect a man with. And it does not have to involve giving up your power.
Right.
Having the power and using it does not mean giving it up. It means using it properly. Using it for good and not using it to hold yourself back.
Dude, I just had this conversation. Shout out to her. I know she may be listening, may not, because she always in the clouds. But she come behind the scenes and she come like Nicodemus in the middle of the night. Now, what you say is interesting. She said, "What do you think about men who want to take a woman's power away?" I said, "That's the most foolish thing you want to do. Why would a man want to take a woman's power away? Anything a man would want to do is make sure she's in power, because when she's in power, she can do things that you can't do. She has powers and wow that you can't do as a man. And why would you mute that?
We can't have two powers at the same time. We can't have the power of a man and then wield the power of a woman. We can't do it. We can't do it at the same time.
Yeah.
What you're witnessing is falsely being identified.
Yeah.
Okay. The false identification is a man trying to understand it. Okay. A man trying to use what he can for the advantage. And what happens is we always keep getting this wrong. A man is going to do what he thinks he needs to do to be domineering in the situation. In some cases, I'm not going to say all, and then you mistake that for being overpowering, and that's not right. We're trying to get to a certain place. Sometimes, you know, if the two of y'all in the car, somebody got to drive. Okay. If there's two of y'all in the elevator, somebody got to press the button. You know, if I ask you what floor you want to get off on, I'm being courteous. But if I just pick the floor and you don't say nothing, all of a sudden you gave up your power. It's possible, but it's because of the way you communicate. It wasn't a man's fault. I'm giving you simple examples, but it happens literally when you decide to get married. It also happens literally when you decide that pregnancy test, there's 2 lines on it, and now the two of y'all got to come together to raise something or decide it's not going to be in this world. You literally have to decide who is going to be the smarter. I don't ever say it has to be the man or the woman. I say who is more capable. Sometimes the man just don't do the right thing in that particular category. Let the other person do it.
It doesn't.
I'm good at taking out garbage. Maybe I'm not good at balancing the checkbook. You have to decide. In a couple situations, you are literally 2 whole people making decisions for the best decisions without compromise, because the person who's bad at stuff don't have to do it. The person good at can do it. Imagine you were yourself and you were single, you'd have to make all the decisions, good or bad. But if you were a couple, all you had to do was go to look for your strengths in yourself and your weaknesses in the person right next to you. That's a great advantage. But some of y'all call that weakness, and that's wrong.
Right. That's my point. And it goes on both men and women, because how are you going to try to mute her power? Vice versa. And vice versa. Some women try to overpower men, which is equally just as wrong.
Yeah,
and
isn't that an overcompensation? The reason why they overpower is because they don't want to give it up. And we didn't ask you to give up anything.
No.
They feel like they're giving up, so they must overpower to compensate.
Right.
Just like a man, you see him buy all this materialistic stuff to compensate what he can't do. Right? But when it comes down to the grassroots, the reason why she doesn't get what she wants is because you compensated for something that's not you. A woman does the same thing when she overcompensates her value with attitude and argument, because now you get down to the grass knuckles, there's no value there at all. All it is defense.
That's exactly what it is. And that's what it that's exactly what it is. It is a defense mechanism, because the woman is saying, I do not want to give up this position that I have in the world, and say, when I bring it behind closed doors, that you may try to take advantage of me. I don't trust you. I've been hurt. My auntie told me something. My grandmother said, don't trust men. If I do this, they're going to leave me. They're going to abuse me. All these scenarios, or all these tapes are playing in the background that are not true.
But I'll show you where you relinquish it without any question. When you go on a job interview, you relinquish all of your value to show someone else you're self-friendly so that you can get the job, right? You're willing to do it for that guy or that woman who you're interviewing with. You're willing to give it all up, okay? When you decide the person that you have all these rules for, then you find the one you felt smitten to, and that the one is, and let's name it, the ones who you mostly have the baby's fathers with, right? You gave it all up to that person, and now you have all these rules for everyone else. Okay? You gave it up to your father. Think about it. If you had a father in your life, your father questioned you unconditionally because you knew the love that was going to emit from the answers above. You gave it all up. You gave it all up to make sure you got the right answer. I talk to my daughter all the time. I say, listen, if you don't give me all the information, I can't really help you. And what you got to realize is that you got to give me the whole story. You want me to help you? You want to guide you in the situation? You want to have the real game on how to overcome the situation? You got to tell me the whole story. So you got to give it up. And what happens is that I see very often the older people get, they stop giving it up because they think they have to hold on to it. Now, if you were to go down and go buy that house, if you held on to your down payment, you weren't going to get, even if that payment was 3% to 20%, which is the average of a down payment in the housing or real estate industry. If you don't give up the 10 to 20, you're not going to get the 100% house.
Not at all.
Okay, so you have to give up something in a relationship you have to give up a percentage of yourself in order to get the whole man. And why don't you see the value in giving up something? When I say give up, you're not giving up any power. All you're doing is making an investment in the thing that you're going to get 100% person back with.
But this is the thing, Jono. Where this goes back to the traditional man, where has the traditional man been valued first within himself? Because war starts within us first. But where has he been valued in society?
We got men value women from the inside out. Women value men from the outside in. Tell me I'm wrong. I'd like somebody to comment and tell me I'm wrong. A woman will not look at the man. The man goes, oh, wait, he has nice facial features, but how much does he have? Does he have any money in his wallet? What's he driving? What kind of job you got? What kind of stability you can give me? Where's your career going? You live with your mama's basement. You know, they start asking everything that's outside of you. They haven't even judged your character yet. You could be a complete jerk, but if you had a Lamborghini, nobody's going to care.
Nope.
Okay? But for guys, what are we doing? We're literally scanning you mentally, putting a picture in our mind and say, you know what, I could see myself being with a person that first looks like you. Then when I start to get to know you, I start to feel I can align you with your presence. And then the development comes literally by dissecting the person. It's not about what you have. I've never gone up to him and say, yo, you drive a Sentra. I don't want to talk to you.
Right. You know, but that's the difference between men and women right there. You broke it completely down right there. That's the difference.
And we have to get past that because you want to be valued now. We need to change the script. We need to change the narrative on what we consider valuable, because technically all I'm trying to do is find myself. I'm trying to look in the mirror and find the aspect of myself in female form that I congregate with, that I'm congruent with and can relate to, so that I can have a better existence. Literally, you know, like in a job, you hire your weakness, literally sleep with what I lack and she can make up for. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But you are supposed to be a whole person. You can't be you can't be a half person looking for somebody.
No, you
got to be like 95% right. And that little 5% she might make up for it. And she's got to have that little 95% on her end. And then you make up that little 95%. And y'all like a powerhouse of multiple successes.
But this right there, you hit it right there. If they become a powerhouse, guess what happens? It kills people's pocketbooks when men and women do not get together, because now they are a threat to society. They are a threat because now they're going to bring up children that are whole. They're going to bring up children that are productive. That is a threat to not just the bottom lines, plain and simple. I'd rather have you in your dysfunction than to have you in your functionality.
Listen, us having success, especially Black couples, is a threat to all of society. That's why there's so much sphere stuff going on right now. Manosphere, women's sphere. The reason why they have that is because they're trying to keep us apart. Okay? But look what the law is literally trying to do. The law is literally trying to keep the states that literally have hardly any of us in it. They're trying to force them to keep babies now by changing Roe versus Wade, because there's not enough of the other side.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
So if they detriment our relationships and bring up their population, we can balance things out. Because if you look at the current status quo, we will overpopulate in a very short amount of time. We're talking about the 2030s.
And that's blacks and that's Hispanics.
Exactly. We already overpopulate them. But one of those, like, which is definitely the Spanish, is going to overpopulate Caucasians. And they're trying to stop that.
So this is what they do.
Execute Order 66.
That's exactly what's happening.
So stop falling for it. You being cooperative with a man is a detriment. Why do you think YouTube ain't even stopping that language? They're stopping everything. You can say the word R. You can say the word you. I don't want to say it, but guess what? You can get shadow banned just for mentioning something, you know, just in the mode of speaking against some type of war effort. They let us tear each other down every day on 150 different channels.
Right.
They want that to happen. They don't care if it happens. They monetize it.
Right.
There's people making money just talking about it, and they don't even believe it.
Right.
So wake up. Wake up. You being cooperative or is not taken away from any of your value.
No.
And the fact that you can say that you are like, you know, so independent, you don't need this, you don't need that, it's value for you. That's something you can tell yourself in the mirror. Once you have decided you don't need that, and then you go take on a spouse or a partner, guess what? That's supposed to add to your life because you didn't need one in the first place. And you're right. But you've talked yourself saying, I don't need one, to saying I won't ever get one.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not the point of that narrative.
No.
Not needing somebody is the same thing my mom should tell me. I would rather you not need me, meaning take care of yourself. But I'm not trying to get rid of my son.
Right.
She wasn't trying to get rid of me. She was trying to get me to be self-sufficient. And y'all have turned self-sufficiency and turned it into something called independence. And that's wrong. When you turn self-sufficiency into independence, you're turning something you're supposed to do into something you want credit for.
Right.
That's like the dad walking around on Father's Day and saying, look, I got my son, daddy duty. And when I see that all the time, I'm like, yo, y'all need to go jump in the nearest lake.
Right.
You're supposed to do that. That's your job. Stop looking for credit for something you're supposed to do every day.
Every day. But
you don't see me posting no Father's Day stuff. You know why? Because I'm a dad every day.
Every day. Every
my
day.
kids celebrate me every day just by talking in my language.
But did you let me you said something that so clearly defined the modern woman. She was taught to be self-efficient, but she took it so far that she become entitled and that she says, my independence, I don't need anyone else. When you said that, dude, that defines the modern woman.
You get it wrong. You're supposed to be a human being. You're supposed to be able to pay your darn bills. You're supposed to pay your car note. You're supposed to pay for your rent or your mortgage. You're supposed to do this stuff. Why do you want credit for being able to do it?
For being a human.
For 50 years, there has been the awareness of the equality. I'm not saying it is balanced. It's not. But because now that you're aware of it and you're third generation to people who will never take it, and say, I need the salary I deserve. I need everything. Because you're there. You're now independent? No, what you are is self-sufficient and self-aware of what you deserve.
Thank you. Right there.
Independence means you will not be with anybody else, and that's a choice too.
Dude, there is the break. And y'all hear it anywhere else, you heard it here first. There is the breakdown right there. We have so glamorize being self-sufficient that we think it's a merit because you take care of your own business. Hence the modern woman. And let me get some of you guys, because y'all think I always say the belt. I get everybody get the belt. And some of you dudes, you too. You supposed to be my thing is, how can I get my son? That's what this is my son's week conversation. You need to take care of yourself. Get off your mother's breast. That ain't what I said, though, but you know what I said.
I mean, yeah. That's the whole point. My mom made it hard for me. She soured the milk.
Right.
She soured the milk at 17. I wasn't even an actual adult, and I had to leave because she said, "Listen, you know, the room you have right now, you're an adult right now. You need to go get a job." She didn't even talk to me about college. She said, "You need to get a job because that room now is $400." And I was like, "Okay, listen. If these are the rules, these are the rues. I'll go out and see what job I get to see if I can make that money." It just so happened that the person I decided to move because the person I moved in with, she had a job and I had a job. We could afford something a little bit more expensive and we could be together because I wasn't going to pay $400 for a place. I could not host who I wanted to be with. And that was one of the rules. You see?
You couldn't do what you wanted to do.
I couldn't do what I wanted to do. So guess what? My first apartment was $650 and I got to do what I wanted to do.
But you would
more square footage.
But this is the thing, you were self-sufficient.
Yeah, nobody gave us an award for doing that at 17.
Come on.
In some states, they call that emancipation. No, it was just growing up.
Yeah.
Grow up. Okay? Stop looking for credit because you got that Nissan Altima. Stop looking for credit because you signed a W-2. Why do you think you need extra credit for doing normal stuff? Okay? And then some people got it so good, they want extra credit on Instagram. That's why I call it Instagram, right?
All right, exactly.
Because now you want extra credit because you paid $5,000 on credit for a dog. You want extra credit because you able to, work at a circus and you could clown your whole face and body up and make people think that you look like something. You don't look nothing like that at night. You should go to work for Ringling Brothers because you could turn yourself into somebody else. And I'm not body shaming and I'm not, makeup shaming anybody. What the problem is you have a problem with your authentic self, so you have to change it.
Dude, that's it right there in a nutshell. If you want to, you're hearing traditional men, dude, cutting plain and simple, talking about the mindset of the traditional man and woman.
We must be made somebody mad because I don't see not one comment.
I know. I know. It's like everybody didn't. They ain't got quiet.
You don't want to face this fact. I'm telling you, this is the reason why we don't have a conversation because you won't talk about it.
Right.
You won't talk about it.
They want a war, John.
You want to fight. You ever heard about that? There's people that want to fight. You ever seen that video where the two dogs are going like this? Yeah. All of a sudden they open the gate and they look and they stare at each other.
Right, I seen that.
And then they close the gate again. It's like, again. You want to fight, but you don't want to talk. You don't want to work it out. When you're faced with the real fear, you don't want to do nothing about it. Which means what you want is attention. You don't want to fix it.
Correct. That's why you see who's on the screen. I had to bring her back up. I had to do it.
You want to be heard. You want to be, focused on. Come on, let's get past this. I done talked. I'm part of another group of people, another society, and I'm sitting there like we spend more time arguing instead of getting the business done. And I'm talking about we're supposed to be following Robert's rules, basically putting motions forth, taking votes. Everybody want to air out their grievances, but they don't want to make a conclusion. And takes no action. We should end this. This conversation needs to be over. Okay? I want to be around who I want to be around with because I chose it. I wasn't trying to control nobody. I got my own full-time job. I don't need to control nobody. Did your mic go out? Let me see.
No, my mic is on.
Oh, okay. It's good.
Anyway, but yeah, definitely, man. That's it, man. That is the pseudo prize that a lot of modern women have, that they want a prize because they're doing what they need to do, which is take care of themselves.
You all in your conversation. You all into the this is what they did to me. This is what life did. Listen, nobody cares anymore.
Nah.
Nobody cared when I have problems. Nobody cared when I was going through my stuff. And it wasn't because I was a man. No, I was a human being trying to make my way in this world. Okay. And yes, that relationship, as much as I felt it was because I did it so early, and everybody told me, "Oh, don't get married. Oh, don't do this." And I had to pay. I had to put, eat crow because that relationship didn't work out.
Yeah.
And nobody cared. Nobody came to my aid because I was a man. Matter of fact, when you get divorced, that's when you find out being a man is the worst thing ever. Women get all the darn rights. They want to make sure the woman has everything she needs. They don't give a crap what a man gets.
Nothing.
They don't care if you don't even have Campbell's soup in the cabinet.
That's facts. You a man.
I had to have a conversation with my then ex. I had to have a conversation and say, listen, we did enough work to get to this particular point. Can't we just be amicable? We shouldn't even need to do this legally. Let's do it arbitrationally. And she agreed, because why would we want to give up our money? They pay you to fight. They pay you you have to pay to fight. And we wasn't fighting. We just made a decision to go our separate ways. And you know what? We probably saved about $25,000 in that situation.
Dude, I just found out what you just said is so powerful. I just found out that my ex-wife, guess where she works at?
Where?
Family law and the family courts.
Interesting.
Ain't that something? Now, this is the interesting part. Not to get too much of it. With she said she's seen so much. We had a conversation because we still good friends.
Mm-hmm.
So we got 2 boys. We good friends. So all y'all want to know, we good friends. She said something, and I'm gonna sort of twist it around a little bit. She said it would all work out better if what you just said, if they didn't come down to the court systems.
Yeah.
She said the real issue, she says she's seen so much. The most damaging thing she's seen, and this is touching this, y'all. This is what we're talking about. The man ended up taking his life because of what took place in the system.
Yeah.
He took his life. He expired because he couldn't take it.
I talked to my wife about this. I said, cause I have my own strong feelings about the court system. Like, listen, all these women want these equal rights and everything up until the point when they get all this treatment in the court system. And she said it's because of all the assumptions that happen with women all the time. They expect the women to actually take care of the kids. They expect the women to be the nurturer and the confidant for the child. There isn't a situation where they expect the man to be the main child rearer, and that's why the court system is so off skew. The same stereotypes that break women down in corporate America, they're alternate to men in the courts, in the family court system. So the narrative has to be changed on many fronts.
Yes.
Okay? That's changed on many fronts, because there are good fathers out there. They would have probably been better upbringers for their children, but because the court system assumes the woman is going to have it, and you just pay child support, why should I pay anything else?
Right.
There's no way I'm going to be going down to go buying the extra pair of Jordans when I know what I provided to the person in quote unquote child support was supposed to pay for everything. And you never show value to that. If you didn't come, you didn't bring my child support check payment into your apartment with a big red bow and say, look what daddy gave us. No, you put it in your pocket and spent it the way you want to spend it. And no, I don't have that experience, but I have family and friends that have gone through literal hell trying to balance out the love they have for their child and giving up what the court tells them to give up, and risking their pay being docked and the court putting them in jail.
But no, Jono. That's fair. That's fair. We should do that. But you want fair on this side, but not fair on the other side.
It's an interesting narrative.
Right?
Yeah. It's a very interesting narrative.
It is.
How you want all this equality until you get what you're looking for, and a man looking like a fool in court.
Dude, I've been in the system. Trust me. Trust me. It's not what you want. Do you understand? I can talk because it's over with now. they try to convince her to do the opposite of what we agreed to.
You should do this. That's like your old girlfriends ruining your relationship in the first place.
Right.
Your single girlfriends messing up married couples. I'm glad my wife don't have a lot of close people. She got associates, but one of the things is I know I would never let somebody outside influence my relationship, and I'm glad she don't have that same type of influence. We kind of go to each other first, and if we have questions and stuff like that, we'll go to somebody who's qualified, experienced, or whatever. No relationship is perfect. I will never say that what I have is perfection. But what I can tell you is you should do what any good person would do when they have issues, is seek wise counsel.
Yeah.
And not, you can bring the hyena thing up again. Guess what? Some of your single girlfriends are these hyenas that don't have a man, just trying to ruin your stuff.
That's exactly what they are. Right there.
Aside from making that crazy noise that they make, what they do is they walk around in packs, messing it up for the lions and the tigers. They mess things up. This right here in the animal kingdom is literally the disruptor of the actual food chain.
Mm-hmm. And in their ecosystem, that the men they eat last. You know that? Yeah.
How fitting. Yeah. How fitting. And we're not saying all women are like that. What we're trying to say is the women that you choose to be like are like that.
Right. And the women in the hyena species have bigger genitalia.
Listen, listen, if you want to be like that, you're going to get the results thereof. I'm not telling you can't have those things. What I'm saying is you're going to have to pay the consequences of any action you choose.
Right. Because at the end of the day, let me dispel something. Because Monica put something that the modern woman should just get with the modern man. Let me say something, because Monica's not here, but I can say it. The modern woman does not want the what? The modern man. He does nothing for her on multiple levels. She does not want the modern woman. I mean, the modern man. As much as she, I'm all that I can. When you start seeing them do like this, I can't take it. When you see this doing all like this,
oh no, no,
I can't take it.
And trust me, I'm married. I ain't looking for nobody, but people still try that with me, even in business. And people try it with me in conversation. I'm like, yo, you put your hands down. I ain't earned that.
Ooh, I can't.
If I earned that, you could do that, but I did nothing to make you put up a defense and start miming to me. Okay?
Oh, I can't stop that. When I seen this, this the universal sign that when I see
you get to this. Hold on.
And I ain't doing for all that, and you ain't saying this to me, and I'm automatically
women thinking, oh, you're afraid of that. No, we're not afraid of it. We're disgusted by it.
Right. That's the thing. We ain't afraid of it. We don't want to deal with it. But when that universal sign come up, because it's not just in United States, they didn't pick up everywhere.
It's showing all this maturity. It de-ages you immediately. It puts you lower than the age of my youngest daughter. You might as well be 13.
Oh, I can do that right there. When I see that, baby, automatically I shut down. Do not compute. I cannot.
You want to get unattractive to a man real quick?
Do all that. I can't even do it right.
Start trying to land a plane with your hands.
Right. I'm just saying, y'all, you don't understand what we didn't gone through. This is the other thing. Like I said, the modern woman does not want the modern man. Actually, she wants the traditional black. She wants the masculine man, but she doesn't realize that most of the time the masculine man is traditional.
Well, they want traditional results.
Yeah.
Modern men. I can't wait till you watch the video I sent you.
Oh yeah,
because it's from a woman's perspective too. Some of y'all want certain results, and you're looking for the wrong person. Okay? You want to have all these freedoms you're looking for, you better find the kind of person that you have submitted to allow those freedoms. And that's the big difference.
Oh, that was
here you want to be with somebody and have freedoms. If you want to look for that type of person, you better be able to give something up. And it's not power.
That ain't power, I'm telling you. That's by Love Dorsey, I think you sent me. That's her. I think that's Love Dorsey.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dude.
I 7-minute video was gold. And it was coming from a woman. So don't even try it.
Right. Because I want this man who's like this. And guess what? When you realize what he's asking for, to the streets you go, baby.
We, like I said, we don't want much.
No,
we're not trying to control you. We already got full-time jobs. We don't need another job running you. Okay? We want simple stuff. Okay? I don't add sometimes my wife is 10 times a day. You want anything? You want anything? You want anything? I don't ever answer her. She already knows what I want. So she knows she's just being like a little, like, just testing the waters. You want anything, meaning, is anything up? I could tell she's not really trying to give me nothing right now at that moment. But what I notice is that some of y'all want all this freedom, but you haven't first given to accept the role of that freedom. Okay? And I'm not trying to get you to be subservient or submissive. That's not my point. My point is, did you give enough in any relationship? You know darn well you give enough in your child's relationship that when they go out and they're free, you have a certain understanding of what's going on. You would do it for your child. You did it when you were your mother's child. Why won't you do it for a man?
Why should I do it for these men?
All of a sudden, you're giving something up because it's a man. No, you do it in other relationships. Your boss does not allow you to go and make decisions unless you two have agreed on certain principles so that you can make a decision that won't get the company in trouble, right? So if you do that for your boss, why wouldn't you do it for your man?
Do it for your man.
You wouldn't put the company in trouble with your decision making. So why would you do it? Why is it such a big problem when you do it for a man?
They want to do it for. They don't want to do it for the man, Jono.
Because they're giving it up. They're giving up this power they never had. Some people think they're giving up something they don't even have it. It's
an illusion of power. That's really what it is.
You don't have power. If you have to command it and tell people what it is and show them the value, you don't really have it. It should emit from you. You should never have to mention it.
That's what tripped me out. I'm like, really? That's why I just listened to him. I don't even talk about this, but I was part of some organizations, and the women wanted to always execute their power because you knew who was really running things, right?
Mm-hmm. And they knew they wanted a certain result. That's why they allowed that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm not, so old-fashioned that my woman gotta give me a plate and blah blah blah. But you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. I've never had to ask for one.
See,
and if my wife is a little busy during dinner and everything's going on, if she don't get that plate going, guess what? One of the kids jump right in, and it's not because I deserve a plate. No, I might be working right then and there myself. It's not beneath me to go get a plate. What it is we started a hierarchy, a chain of events. And when you don't see that happening, somebody steps in and fixes it. That's called cooperation. That is not subserviency. It's not submission.
They didn't equate that to slavery, man. That's slavery.
So it's slavery for me to pick you up from the and take you to the store. That's slavery. That's no. Well, if she's the maid, then I'm Benson. You know what I'm saying?
Right. It's slavery, John. I don't know where you been, dude. They say that's slavery for a man to be.
If I was training everybody the wrong way, then why would my daughter feel complete innocence asking me to take her to her friend's house? She shouldn't even know. She'll never ask me that. You see what I'm saying? But it's because we feed off each other. Whatever our strengths are. If I'm the guy driving, then guess what? That's my job. There ain't no way I'm gonna tell you no. I'm not gonna send my kid off in an Uber. You know what I'm saying? That will come soon enough. But as long as I could do it, why wouldn't I do it?
Right. It's slavery, man. I'm telling you.
I'm showing my son how to ride an e-bike right now so he can get the hills in my neighborhood are crazy. You can't just have a bike. You need an e-bike. Guess what? I'm showing him that's my job.
Yeah.
I'm not mad and subservient to it. Like, I gotta show this kid. How dare he take my power away? I'm doing it willfully because I love him.
Right. Telling you. Like we said yesterday. What we said yesterday, Jono? All we about the macaroni and cheese.
And then we found out they changing the name.
Right. Yesterday.
The article came out same day.
The same day, I'm going to talk to my mother. I look, Kraft Macaroni and Cheese has changed his name. What? Can you believe it?
I'm not surprised. Anything that has been stigmatized has to have their name changed.
I wish I could find a video of this.
Y'all talk all that crap about it, and you still eat it. So leave it alone. Every one of y'all know it's not good for you. You still eat it.
Kraft Macaroni and Cheese in the box, baby.
I'm glad they put the spirals in there because now they lowering the standard because you go in a restaurant and pay $8 for those spirals and cheese.
Because it got spirals.
Now Kraft's like you could pay the same 59 cents for that here.
Mm-hmm.
Kudos to Kraft. Make that money.
All right. I'm glad I see the other comments, but let me put this thing with this. She said, from my experience, some modern men feel like since they can't fix their own plate, they don't see how valuable cooperation and genuine care is from a woman. Woo! Right there.
Listen, I can afford to buy an entire plate, subsequent to my wife's effort cooking for the family, right? I don't want that food tonight. I'm going to go order from the restaurant and Uber Eats is going to bring it to the house. I could do that. I can afford it. But part of the situation is doing it together. I'm not going to show my kids what to do with their money is to be separate. I'm going to show my kids that if we collect our effort, $300 can pay for about 21 meals in a week. You get what I'm saying? And you can only do that cooperatively. There's no way. Some of you live alone right now. You're spending $150 by yourself. So cooperating with somebody, you could literally spread that out. If you're smart enough, you can spread that out like I'm doing for 6 people, $300 in a week. But you got to have your wits about you. And the part of the plate that I see what you're saying. Some people give that power up because they can afford to, but they don't realize it wasn't worth it. Okay? It keeps you in the corner. It keeps you single. It keeps you in a mode of not actually deciding to be part of what your alternate is, what you really want, a woman. Okay? If I had to go out and go a $500 date every time I want to get some, whatever, cookies, we'll call them cookies right now. Okay? But all I have to do is cooperate with a woman for 18 years and just be her friend and I can get it anytime I want. Which one do you think had the most value? Yeah, by law, we're wife and husband, but she is my friend. Right. She's my F buddy. She's my best friend. She's everything. You get what I'm saying? And right. And we could get it from each other anytime we want. We don't need to go figure it out. We don't have to figure out protection. We don't have to figure out diseases. We don't have to figure out nothing. We just each other's friend. We can do whatever we want.
That's serious right there, man. Some guys don't know dude. When women
imagine somebody you knew that knows you in and out. I'm talking about all the stuff you ever like. You could sit down and watch a movie with and end up in a scenario where you get exactly what you want every time, and it can happen multiple times a week. You should be wanting that and stop trying to chase it. You should be wanting that level of stability. You should be wanting that level of access. Imagine that level of access where 1 to 7 in the morning is literally playtime. Y'all don't understand it. Maybe you never had it. Maybe that's why you don't want it.
I'm telling you, this right here, this statement right here is golden. Golden. A lot of men, because you know why? I'm gonna tell you something. And this is while we look at that, look at time it is. I love it. a lot of men have not experienced, by in the words of Anita Baker, good loving from women. So they don't value a woman who sees the value of her fixing her plate. Are you okay? Because they never experienced that in their life.
Just like the plate we showed yesterday. That was on a Monday night. That was not Father's Day.
Oh, yeah.
That was on a Monday night. That was a regular night. We were getting ready for a graduation. Now, I'm not saying we had it good. We planned for that. Me and her walked around the supermarket and found that on sale. See, that's the part you didn't hear. We found those Brussels sprouts, we found those onions, and that steak was on sale. We didn't pay $15. Some of y'all got to pay $35 to show it off to your date.
Right.
But we win because we decided to cooperate. Get it?
I'm telling you. Dude, man, you pay $15 where guys spend hundreds of dollars and get no results at the end.
Yeah, you got to still put 20% for the waiter.
Dude, they don't get it, dude. Like I said, a lot of men have never been good. Let me say this. A lot of men have not experienced good loving from a woman because they keep playing around with these modern women. I hate to tell you that. I hate to be the one to tell you that. You can't be mad at the women when you ain't getting this and you ain't getting this right here. I glad it. You ain't getting this.
The reason why I bought a home theater was so that I don't have to waste my $300 in the movie theater.
Right.
I brought it home. You should be thinking about bringing your woman home and taking that money and investing it in the empire your family desires.
Yeah. Dude.
That's what you should be trying to do with your date money. Okay. And I'm not saying it's just about saving money. No, it's about building something. Because dating is supposed to lead to building something, not just a weekly excrement of your bodily fluids. Okay? Right.
I'm saying, but for a woman to do that, dude, one thing with my ex, she would make, and I wasn't even a coffee drinker, dude, but she would make this iced coffee in the morning. Do this. And then she had it in a special glass and she'd put it on the table. You know, I might be getting dressed and get ready. She said, your iced coffee's ready. Dude, I was like, okay. But it wasn't the iced coffee itself. No. It wasn't that it was in a special cup. No. It was because she thought enough of me to do it and consider that I may want that iced coffee in the morning.
Of course.
That right there, man.
You go run around the block and work all day for that.
And she did it with a smile. She's in there. And she had a certain look she used to do. Okay. I'm drinking it like it's Yahoo. But I never forgot that.
I'm telling you, in the beginning of our relationship, it's for the two of y'all. And if y'all decide to expand your families and your kids, it's to be the example for your children. Mm-hmm. And we haven't decided that structure was more important for us. We stopped deciding that structure was important for us, and that's why we look so broken in every other community.
Yeah, that's what we haven't. What we talked about yesterday. I think I talked to you and my sister. An ecosystem that works for us.
Exactly.
That's what we're doing. We put in an ecosystem. We
shouldn't be. I was in the restaurant with my kids the other day, and now I saw one other black family in a sea of tables in a beautiful restaurant, and I was like, "This is some sad stuff." You know what the real word I said, and I'm like, "Yo," and everybody's looking at us like, "Oh, you're so well behaved."
Yeah. Let me
get out of here with that,
son. You knew. Somebody give him a warning because he in the wrong place. When you get a channel, because I'm going to check you, because I check everybody. You don't tell us what we talk about on our channel. Stay in your lane or be quiet. You new here. If you want attention, you just got some attention, but we're going to check you. If you was a woman, we would check you. We're talking about what's relevant and what we want to talk about. If you you have a problem with it, you can exit stage left. So yeah, that was your first
You gotta
warning.
know what the topic is before you just say what it
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
Our topic is the same all the time, even if we change the name.
And you got a problem with it, you can exit stage left. You say, I was wondering when you was going to address, I'll be watching, but if you're going to do that, brother, I have no problem. You guess what? We'll make you famous. The other one cried, and she was a lady. Don't let me do that. Remember what happened to the other lady, John? She was crying in the behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah. Take my picture down, please.
Don't let us find you. I don't care if you the old Black Panthers. You don't do that over here. Respect each other. No, you don't. It's not your. You're not in a. Listen. Let's explain this. Listen. John Henry Clark said this. I what? Debate with my equals and all others. I what? Teach. You're not here to teach right now. Either you with. I don't care if you with the old Black Panthers or the. It ain't about that. You out of order. Respect. You don't come in somebody's house and say that this is why you need to go into the kitchen and make the meal. Stay in your place. You got your attention right now. You got your attention. You got your attention. I don't care if you was the old Black Panthers. My mother was part of the Panthers, the old Black Panthers. So come correct. And my father was a Muslim.
Officially too much attention. He's enjoying this.
Yeah, he enjoying this. He wants some attention. Typical modern man. Where's my moderators? That's right. I'm a moderator.
Now we off topic.
Yep, because we had to deal with you. Oh, there we go. That took care of it. Now, your story about when you was in the meal, when you was getting your meal. It's just a live action. Ninjas.
It's so simple. It's so simple. But at the end of the day, like I said, it for me, it's like I said, the example is really for my children now. Okay. And to have, 18 years in with somebody, it means you have a certain level of understanding. And what you need to respect in that amount of time is now use the advantages you have. Okay. I'm not here to promote subserviency or submission. I consider everything we do for each other is cooperation. We cooperate with each other and we have 4 fruitful situations from it. And like I said, taking that outside the house with our children, we sit at the table in the restaurant, and it pains me when people say, "Oh, what a well-behaved family." And I'm like, well, what are we supposed to do? Jumping on the tables and kicking stuff over? What are we supposed to be doing here? Okay. And we were the only 2 families. So all of a sudden you feel like you want to take a shot at me. I was like, I should ask for your manager, but you don't know no better. And I don't want you to lose your job. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just remember who's serving the food. Opening your mouth.
Right. Bam! You don't know what's in real life.
Ask me first what kind of card I'm gonna use to pay for my thing. I know when people take little shots at people. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You gonna ask me next what kind of card I'm gonna use to pay? Like, well, I'm gonna pull out a Chime card or something. Come on.
Please know who you messing with. I tell you, Jono, it was not a woman, and we're talking about modern women. I get it. I love what I do.
Look what the outside will try. Not even worth it. Not even worth it. I'm telling you, you don't. I know it's tempting, but what you fight, you ignite. It's not even worth it. Yeah. You have a block button. Use it.
That's what happened. Bing, bing. I love what I do. John, you know how much, and you up 3 o'clock in the morning, you know you love what you do.
Oh, of course.
3 o'clock in the morning, and then still you found, yeah, even then you found something. Hey man, that ain't working. I got to go back and fix it.
Yeah.
Dude.
That's the whole point.
Dude.
You're supposed to be versatile. You're supposed to be, into your craft and always experimenting and looking for the next thing. You should be trying it. That's why I had no problem giving up my Rodecaster. If I'm good at what I'm doing, I can work without it.
Right.
Matter of fact, you should be willing to give up what you have for the future.
Right.
Give it up. Give it. When I say give it up, it's not somebody taking it. It's you giving it up. Get it? You're giving it up. You're letting the higher version of you accept your offering so you can level up.
Right.
And you have to do that by cutting away at the past. You can't hold both bags in the journey of life. You can't hold the past and the future in the same hand.
Can't do it. Dude, I got to get ready to go, man. I got to go. This is I love it. I love it. You know why? It's only proof that we're doing something right.
Mm-hmm.
So that, to me, that's all it proves, that we're doing something right. I love it. Because sometimes, let me find the right picture. While we think it's a woman, and it can be a man. Sometimes it can be a man. With that being said, whoa, brother, we ain't trying to do a roast fest, but I will roast. It's in me. I'm from I grew up in St. Clair. You gotta know how to do the Jones. I will get you. Plus, we had to protect the brand. Anyway, with that being said, I gotta go. You know what it means. We out of here. I don't know who he thought he was at. Another scene from The Lion King. You got that right. I'm gonna put this up at the screen, my screensaver right there, since y'all done did that. John, can you believe that?
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. I'm from the New Black Panthers. Okay, great. Sucker and succotash. Go get your own channel. You know, that's the funniest thing, John. Guys, and a lot of people will talk all this stuff, but they only got 1 subscriber. Because I go, look, they got 1 subscriber and they ain't got no videos of them playing Pokemon. That's the video they got up. He don't know I'm about to make him famous. Wait till I get that audio. I'll make you famous. Oh boy, baby, I love it. Gotta get some. I'm gonna get some. Oh no, I'm getting a response. What's a trans man? Ain't that something?
A response from where?
This is from Instagram. Somebody's asking me, what is a trans man? Traditional man. It's a shortened version. That's good. I'm stirring it up. Getting people to think and talk. Oh, shoot, we got to cut the thing. Uncle Alan gonna get us again, John. Sorry about that. Uncle Alan gonna get us. Shoot.